if you are in the field in the heat of combat, you have to answer that call. And your pay is based off of that time. And oftentimes when we look at the rates of pay below an 05, they're poverty wages. So when we talk about the men and women who give the sacrifice of an honor debt, that, there are members of Congress that talk to us that say that, because you've been injured because of your service, that you should be seeking a job when you may have gone on 2 tours. And you've got a daughter or a son that you can't see because you've lost contact with because they've called it parental abandonment. Things like this do happen to our veterans. And, you end up with fighting with siblings, or you find out you have an elderly parent, something happens to your parent, and you find siblings that will exclude you from the process of being a vocal part of your parents' care, just as you do children, because just as you have children under CPS and you have the elderly under APS, Adult Protective Services, you could end up losing on both sides. And this is something that we're going to be talking about with Dr. Shirley momentarily.
Okay, give me about 2 more minutes. I'm trying to pull this up. I'm having a few computer problems.
Okay. So I want to remind everybody that the call-in number for the show this evening is, wait a minute, hold on, I want to get this again, 724-444-7444, conference ID 93845. That is the call-in number for today. I want to make... Huh? So you can join us. You can join us live, and we are glad to have you with us because we are trying to make sure that our audience gets the opportunity to share in this historic phone call, because what we're talking about is bringing a remedy through a petition of redress. And, we're going to explain exactly why you might want to consider doing this. Because as people who take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution, we have a duty to understand the document that we swore to protect. And oftentimes we don't know that we don't know what they are, what those things are. Okay. There we go. So we have to do the better job of attempting to wake up our public and make them aware of what's actually going on. So we've endeavored tonight to ensure that we bring about some discussions for our veteran for remedy of their situation, because this happens more than we think, whether it's the women who are mothers that lose because of that lose access to their children because of answering a call of duty, or whether it's a child or a father that loses it. We owe it to ourselves. We owe ourselves to make sure that our veterans have the opportunity to be a part of this discussion, because if you're in the sound of my voice, you will find that our veterans have a valid point that we need to be a part of this discussion. And because this has happened once, because it's happened more than once, sometimes when we do this show, we are amazed at how many veterans have done the show. And when they do the show and they begin to find out how many people are actually affected by the things that happen to them, you think that you're alone, and you're often not alone, because what affects you, you may think, oh, well, I don't see anyone in the immediate area, but when you bring it to air, all of a sudden, oftentimes we find out more and more and more, so we have to begin to understand what's happening. So tonight's show, when we're dealing with the civics of how to get the redress, because see, one of the reasons why I brought Dr. Moore over to ADVIA is because she was very influential in helping to break down some of the judicial fraud that takes place in the largest court system in the United States, outside of the United States. So this is something that we have to understand on a step-by-step basis. And as you know, we've been talking about things on this show that most veterans news stations don't talk about, and today is no different. Because our show today, if you really like when we're dealing with the civics of what's going on, we have to make sure that we begin to address the issues of what's happening on an ongoing basis. So we are very happy to work with Dr. Moore to help bring updates, because today is the first part of it. On Monday, we're going to be back and we're going to be talking about it again, because this is something that is major and it affects us as veterans and a veteran community. It affects everyone. I'd also like to, online, I want to tell everybody that we must ask you to check out our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, so that you can actually see what's going on. You ready, Dr. Moore?
I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. You know, I'm still having computer problems, but I believe that a lot of people are on the phone. But anyway, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Hi, everybody. I am so happy to be here tonight. As I'm on Facebook, I'm seeing so many things occurring, and I do believe that I have the solution. I believe that I'm a winner. I don't like to lose, but I think that we've got to change our mindset and our thinking and stop thinking about what's happening to you in terms of what you know. Any of these things that are occurring outside your imagination, you could never even conceive of what's really transpiring in the background. Anyway, what I like to do tonight, I'd like for everybody to stop thinking about your personal situation, whether it be child support, CPS, family court, criminal court, probate. Just take all that. What chemical is that you against the bottom line is nobody is that due process. That's the cost that's bringing you guys all together under that common denominator. So I'm thinking, because I'm a thinker, I'm looking at this decree that the Pope has come out with, along with President, and what it is assuming, it is taking away the immunity from all these people that are in authority. Not only did it take away their immunity, it has allowed us to go back retroactively. I don't care if it was 100 years old. You can now go back against those perpetrators to violate human rights. That's the key that the President and the Pope has given. I want to tell Russell about the authority of the Pope. He can't do that. That's what you tell him. The bottom line is said, the Pope is going to land in the sea. is also said that the laws of canon that every attorney in the world uses without that marriage. And he's going all around the world asking for forgiveness because what is happening is that they know what they've done to us. And that's why I was asking my reporter if she could to post this link whereby the Pope has admitted. He's come out and told us. You see, this is what bothers us. They're telling you what they're doing, and you're not even seeing it. And they're laughing. They're like, okay, we can show it to them. They don't believe their lying eyes. Well, the Pope has come out and said, guess what? Everybody was made a corporation. I didn't believe it either until I read it and see what he said. And then he goes on to say, born, how they're sending our birth certificates to the Vatican, and it's held in a registry along with your Social Security number, SSI number, and your EIN number. And what he is saying is that this is a trust that none of us knew nothing about. He goes on to say that when you die, the state jumps in and fills out these papers and become your beneficiary, and they get the trust. I didn't believe that until my friend, who's on the line with us now, they showed me the documents, the actual documents that they're filling out. But moving on, the Pope goes on and shows you how the money is transferred. It goes from the Vatican to the Queen, to the bar, to the judges. And most importantly, I think really got to me is when he said, it pays them to find you guilty. It pays them to keep you in court because this is how they've been extracting money to operate this across the world. He also said, your country is dealing in the fiat system. I'm saying that to say, right now, I'm sure maybe you're reading, they're going to change the currency to operate where everything is going to be at respect. From under the system. So, I want to get back here. They giving me it out. They said, guess what? This is money off of our energy. They want to give this money back to us. This is what I'm talking about. When you're seeing me on the Facebook, they're saying you're going to give the money to people. This is what he said. I didn't say it. Now, I don't know if you can hear me, but again, that'd be good. Good. And maybe, I don't know, I can't pull the chat room up, but maybe with the post over into the Americans Disabled Veterans in Action, and we post it again. Please read what they're saying. Don't read what you think you wanted them to say. Read what they are telling you. These people, they have to tell you what they're doing. Even in a obscure manner. For example, the president, supposedly had been him saying that he's going to release all these people for drug offenses and they're going to grade marijuana to a 1 level. No, it was not a joke. He did it in a joking way. People look at the game. He is signaling this to the states because he's already told them. He said, I'm going to do it. And I would like for the states to follow my lead. And what he is essentially telling them is this: if you don't fall in line, I'm going to do this. But at the same time, what he's doing, he's embarrassing them. He's showing us that these people have the power, but they are being too stubborn to do right by the people. The man is showing us something, but we're not seeing it. We're looking all the way to get deeper. These people are too big to be plain. There's something behind everything that